Hey everybody! Well, today I thought we could take a look at another one of these interesting marble run sets. So these are these nice little wood models that you can put together. I'm kind of hooked on these right now. This one really caught my eye. Now this is from a company called Auryee, I guess is how you pronounce that. I'm not really sure. But I found this on Amazon and I thought it was a really cool set. As you can see here, it's got a little bit of a different kind of thing going on. The ball is actually going to go up the little round circle right here, and then it goes up to this wheel, and then it gets caught into that wheel, gets dropped off, and it ends up on this cool little ladder-like thing that kind of falls down, kind of like a Plinko set from the Price is Right. Goes down that ramp and comes back to the front where it's going to get recycled, and it can start over and over. But I thought this was a pretty cool set. On the back of the box here, we can see a straight-on view of it. So that should be pretty fun to build. Now this is battery powered or solar powered. I've done these kinds of kits before and you can check out my other videos on them. But these are really fun to build and they're relatively simple. These are not the super complicated ones. I have built some of the super complicated ones and they work pretty well too, but you know, once again they're super complicated and the more moving parts the more problems there are. So I kind of tend to like these simpler ones better, and in just a short amount of space and pieces, they can actually have it do quite a bit of stuff. Alright, well this looks pretty cool. Let's take a look at the parts. Alright, so here's all the parts that you get for this. Like I said, this is a small set. It only has 4 sheets of parts. But I'm pretty sure these kits are made by the same company because the parts are identical to other parts in other kits, even though the kits have a different name brand on them. But here we can see on sheet A we have all the different gears that are on this one. This is B, that looks like the outer frame construction for where those gears are. That looks like the base right there, some side panels I'm guessing, and just some more other pieces in there. There might be a couple of spares in there as well. Here is the battery box. Now the last time I had one of these sets, the battery box was missing the metal contacts down here. That was pretty frustrating. But it looks like they didn't make that mistake on this one. Here's the motor. Same exact motor as the other marble run kits that I've built. They give you 3 of the steel balls. There's a wax crayon to lubricate the gears so that they turn a little bit easier. There is a little bit of glue right here, which is nice that they give you that. Here's the solar panel if you decide that you're going to make this solar powered. And then a sheet of sandpaper just to kind of sand down the little bits. I forgot to mention, this is an extremely affordable kit. It was only $10. $10 on Amazon. I could not believe it was so cheap. Alright, well I'm going to get started on this. If there's anything interesting along the way of the build, I'll chime in and show you that. But otherwise, I'll just show it to you when it's all done. Alright, so just an update here. Got quite a bit done on this section here. Now, you have to be really careful when you're putting these pieces on right here, these round bits. You got to make sure that these little cutouts match with the next spool or the next wheel's cutout as well, because the ball has to transfer from one wheel to the next. So when these turn, see how they have to match up. I mean, they specify that here in the instructions, but yeah, you got to make sure those line up just right. And then also wax the heck out of these gears. You want to make sure that those are waxed on the you know, the actual surface where it's rubbing against the wood right there, and then also wax in between the gears themselves, anywhere where the wood is going to rub up against another piece of wood. Alright, well, so far so good. And here it is, all finished now. Oh man, this one is really cool. I gotta say, of all the ones that I have built, this is my favorite. And here it is, it's the most cheapest. Isn't that kind of the way it always works? But this is really neat. It was really fun building these little steps right in here. I think it's really cool how all these go around. I'll turn this on here in just a second. I just kind of wanted to show you the overall design of it. So everything went together really nicely. I didn't really have any hassle with any parts or anything. Sometimes it's a little tricky when you're building a box like this because you're trying to put the tabs down into the base here, and then you're trying to also fit them in here. But it wasn't anything, you know, really crazy or anything. You can see all the gear workings here. So the batteries fit in here, and if you want, you can also use the solar panel if you want. But I went with the batteries. Now I left this a little loose so I could grip it, but you can just slide this off, and that's how you get to the batteries. So if you need to change them out, that's how you do it. And it just kind of fits back in here into that little slot. And you can just kind of keep it nice and tight. This is the other side of it right there. And this right here, let's see, where is it? Right here. This is where you would put the the solar panel if you wanted that to be on there. It would rest on there. Alright, let's turn this on and I'll show you what it does. Okay, let me flip the switch now. There we go. Oh man, that's so cool. I love the way it goes down that those little, I don't know what you call it. It reminds me of Plinko from Price is Right. If you've ever watched that show, you know what I'm talking about. It's probably a favorite amongst the audience, but that is so neat. I love the way that does that. I also love the way the balls just kind of zigzag up towards the top. You know, it makes it visually pleasing. So you can kind of watch it, you know, do that, and then you also have this going on the side, which I think is kind of cool. You kind of get like a twofer, if you will, just because of the way it looks. Oh man, I love this thing. It's so cool. Okay, let me show you some close-ups. So I want to show you when it comes down to the bottom here, it's got this little chute that you build. It's just a little platform, and everything's angled just perfect so that the balls don't get stuck anywhere. Sometimes I usually have to fix something on these to make it, you know, so they don't get stuck in there. Here, you can see it from the top. I like how it comes right off this little ramp right here on the top and feeds right into there. That's so cool. Now, I did have to do a little bit of tweaking, and one of the things I had to do is when you are, this connection point between the ramp right here and this part right here, there's actually a bit of a gap in there normally. So I had to use a little hot glue to kind of get that closer. Now let me turn this around. Now try not to make the balls get messed up here. Now back here, now see how there is some hot glue right in that area? So I had to kind of glue that part together. That way they're closer together and you don't have a gap, because otherwise it's going to, you know, get stuck or fall off. Now the other thing you have to be careful is if you do that, make sure you leave enough room for this gear, because it comes really close to rubbing up against there. So there's just enough, you know, play in there for that to go in there. But I did have to glue that. And I also glued it on the bottom. So let me bring it back over here. And underneath here, I also glued, see underneath there, I glued underneath that as well, just to kind of give it a little more support. Oh man, I love this. I love the sound it makes. That's so neat. This is definitely one of my favorites. So there we go, the little marble run set by Auryee, I guess, or Auryee. I'm not really sure how you pronounce it. But this is a fantastic kit. It only took maybe, I don't know, 3 hours, I guess, to put it together. But it's a great project. It's fun. I really like these because of the functionality of them. And for only $10, I still can't believe this is a $10 set. That comes with the motor, the wires, the solar panel, and all the parts, and 3 steel balls. I actually can't believe that it's only $10. Some of the sets I've bought are around $30, and some of them are even maybe a little higher, $40 maybe. You can usually find these on sale on Amazon. Amazon's got a ton of these sets, and this one here, I've never seen it before. It just kind of popped up in the thing where it just kind of shows you other things that are available, and I wish I had seen it earlier. This is, it's so cool. I can't stop watching it. It's actually kind of mesmerizing. It's kind of soothing too. Alright, well, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you want one of these, hop on over to Amazon and get yourself one. But anyway, thank you very much for watching. I always appreciate your viewership. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. And I'll see you on the next video, so have a good one.